Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notification. I'm giving you the best tips, in my opinion, on how to get any form of flexibility trick. And they're very simple. This is all of these I learned. I had to do it this way. Like, what I mean by that is I learned them in Worldwide. Let me, really, okay, I'm trying to, sit you up. Here we go. That's a little bit better. But I learned from Worldwide and the master classes, and I learned from professionals. And so, I had to do it this way because of the fact that I'm in a dance class. I'm not going to just randomly do my own thing. And then I just generally like these ways. And I'm going to kind of hit on the main tip that I'm going to say which worked for every flexibility thing I got is continuously try to do it. Meaning, yes, there were, what I mean is with my splits, is I constantly tried to do a split. And I didn't, try to cheat and, do all these other stretches. Well, that's not cheating, let me reword that. I didn't try to do all these other things. Yes, I did other stuff to work on my split, but I cannot figure it out. Okay, hopefully that it's not great, but it will work. I didn't try to do all this other stuff. I literally tried to do a split. And everything, I constantly was trying to do a split. And that is, the best thing. That's, the biggest thing that helped me, because that's something that I say this because, yes, it's okay to do other stuff. With my split, I, worked on a lot of things. I did some deep lunges, and I love a good deep lunge. In dance, in dance class, whenever we do a warm-up or stretch at, class, we always do a deep lunge, and I always love it because it's not as tiring or as hard for me to do as other things. And it's still doing in your body some good for some stretching. It's a good form of stretching and stuff. So, yeah, but for my splits, I really didn't do much. A couple of times I did a half split, and then I also did a lot of overstretching. I love overstretching. It does good for your body. Anyone that says try to work on your split before your oversplit, they would be wrong. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And try to work on your oversplit before your split. Because what it does, it's a thing called overstretching. Abby has taught us it, and it's actually amazing. That one, I'm taking the bracelet off for now. Just for a second. Because the strings are so long on it, and I love it. But but the strings are so long on it, and whenever we tie them, it just comes undone pretty quickly. And when I'm wearing my tour jacket, it's easy because I can tuck them in. But when I'm not, which I don't with my butterflies shirt, love the shirt. It's so comfortable and soft. And it looks really cool. I feel like it looks good. Let me show you. Here's the back. So, I was showing off the shirt, but I don't like wearing the jacket with it because I like you to see the, design on the back. But it's a great shirt. Got it for free. Don't worry, I didn't steal it. Literally, they did a merch toss at Tor, and my dad caught it. Well, him and two other people caught it, and then, like, him and two other, like, ladies had caught it. Like, so it was like a three-way, like, right in between, all had their hand on it. One lets go, like, looks at my dad and lets go, and is like, your kid should have it. Like, very nice. Shout out to that lady. Yeah, I don't know who she is, but thank you for that because I really wanted it and I really do appreciate it. Like, and stuff like this shirt is like one of my like things on like it's rare gold. Like, so I get really excited. And what happened was, so she let go, and then like my dad and this other like woman had it, and like I don't fully know what happened, but from what he said, her like this other lady, like her hand was like barely on it, and also like 2 against 1, like literally 2 people wanted me to have it. My dad obviously wanted me to have it, and this one other lady who let go, she wanted me to have. So with 2 against 1, this other person barely had their hand on it, and so I got it. And so, like, for me, when it comes to my, like, split, I did a half split a couple of times, and then I did a lot of overstretching, which is, like, use a dance block and, like, try to do a split or something, or do a deep lunge or something on the dance block, or a fold-up mat, or if you don't have either of them, you can actually use your hands and, like, or you can use, like, a book. Just don't do the paper side because I don't want you getting a paper cut. Like, we're not going for paper cuts, we're going in for stretching. And I'm talking you through all of this because, yeah. So, like, and then another thing that I did was I definitely half split. I did half split. And then I attempted to do my split constantly. Because if you don't even try to do your split, you're never going to really know when you have your split. Also, it's good for you to do it. Like, it's good stretching purposes and stuff. So yeah, like and that's how I got both sides and my oversplits. And the purpose of overstretching and why it's good to do it first is because you're actually doing the same amount of work as if that you would for just like working on your normal split, and you're getting double the results. Meaning like I'm getting closer to my oversplit and my normal split. Well, for me, not anymore because I have an oversplit and my split, so yeah. And then I would say, like, when my split like this, the only thing that I ever did, well, actually, the only thing, like, I only did, like, 2 things. Well, like 2 or 3. Which is, number 1, I did a thing called froggy, which is when you basically, it's like, you lay on your stomach. Basically, you lay on your stomach and you push up to your hands or your elbows. You can do either, and you basically like bend your knees. Like let me show. Like this is froggy. And so I did that, and that was like one thing that I did. And then another thing that I did was attempted to do my split like this. I attempted to do, and the third and final thing that I ever did was I attempted a straddle, which is the same thing as a split. Your chest is on the ground. And that's all I ever did to like work on that form of split. Like that's what I say. That there's not, like for me, it, like even though like I see a lot of videos out there for like, oh, how to get your split, and then like all this stretching stuff, and I'm like, I tried doing all this stretching stuff. None of it ever worked for me. It was literally cutting it down to the basics, figuring out the very basics, the most important parts, and then doing those, like, important parts that got me my splits. And it's, like, the deep lunge, the overstretching, and then just the normal, like splits, and then the half split, like, that's literally what worked. Not spending 30 to 40 minutes stretching just to like try to get my split. Like, no, found the basics, and that's what worked. And even now, like, I will say the only thing that I ever really even try to do to get my needle, which is a form of trick. And it's basically where you grab basically your leg is straight up behind you, and you grab it with both hands. Like, the only thing I ever try to do is I try to get it. I just work on it. That one simple thing is all I do. And I'm actually close to it. I'm very, very close to it. So, like, I overall, in the end, like, yes, there's a lot of things I feel like are great for you to work on. Like, stretching is great, but when it comes down to, like, getting something specific, what works for me is just figuring out, like, the most simple parts of it, or the most, like, figuring out, like, some of the basics, and then just doing that, like, I do say that, like, stretching for a long period of time, like, that's not, like, doing a warm-up and stretch, that's not a bad thing. But when it comes to just working on one specific trick, it doesn't take much in my, like, opinion. And you like that, like, or what helped with me. And I will say that I did use, like, a stretching band for some of it. But it was where I did attempt to overstretch my splits like this, that I also did. But that's basically like it. There's generally, like, that's the thing is that I feel like sometimes for some people that, like, aren't dancers or something, or, like, they're not, like, real flexible, and they, like, don't really know anything about, like, they're, like, don't do dance classes or something. I feel like they sometimes think there's, like, this big secret that no one's telling on how to magically, like, get your splits or your straddle or your needle or whatever trick. And then I'm like, and they think that nobody's saying it. Truthfully, that is not true. Like, there's literally, I'm telling you what works, or what worked for me. It may not work for everyone. It worked for me is what I'm saying. And, like, if you want, you can try it and, like, see if it works for you, but that's up to you. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you don't have to. Like, I'm just putting it this way. Simple, basic, easy, and I hope you like this video, and hopefully me talking about this has helped you in some way with your flexibility journey. Also, I will say one other thing is it's important to warm up before you start stretching, And I learned that kind of the hard way because I used to not like warm up. I used to start stretching and all of this, and then I wasn't as far as I was. Like, what I mean is, like, at first up that's dangerous because, like, you could pull a muscle, like, oh, it's important to warm up first, like, but I wouldn't be, I was, like, like, not even half as flexible as I was when I was warmed up. And I learned that thanks to Miss Abby Lee Miller, and Gianna Martellos. Peace out.